Ready.
Okay. So, in our first session, you guys arrived on the land of Oro at Port Zarl. You all talked to each other a little bit. Kind of got to know each other a little bit. Looked around, discovered some areas. You know, a little bit of character progression as far as like role playing goes. You met Richetti and learned a little bit more about the mark on your hand, the back of your hand. Let's see. You got some information from missive boards, and you heard some rumors in the tavern. You decided to see if you could go help Luke Bannister and his problem. I guess you're probably hoping to build up some what's the word? Reputation.
Notoriety. Yep.
Yeah. Within the town. And there's still other ways to do that. There's still have more things you can do.
Yeah, but killing a werewolf's going to be the best.
But so you guys talk to Luke. You come up with a plan. You try to track down this wolf, and yeah. So here we are, approaching midnight. There's a full moon. The fight didn't play out as your characters expected, and now you might be on your heels a little bit, trying to figure out if this battle is even winnable. So, any questions from anybody?
No, sir.
All right. Then let's move right into it.
Oh no!
All right. So, initiative. Top of the order. Valana, it's your turn. And go.
So, real quick, what do I know? Because I remember, I'm pretty sure that I failed the check. Poor Arcana check, but is this, like, popular culture-y enough that I would at least recognize, like, oh, that's a werewolf, or do I just know nothing?
What was your roll? An 8?
Like an 8.
I mean, first of all, it is dark as well. And you are a good distance away from the creature. There is two large individuals kind of blocking your line of sight from where you're standing. You know, and things are happening fast. You gotta think this is combat, right? Like things are moving around, like bouncing up and down, dodging, like shit's going on. So you might not even have gotten a clear view of the creature in its current form yet. So I mean, and also that combined with your roll, I would say that you're not even sure it's a werewolf yet.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move up, and seeing as everyone's still kind of trying to fight it, I'm gonna start digging through my bag for that letter opener.
All right.
And that's my full turn.
All right. All right. So, the werewolf, is his turn, and first of all, he has a net on him from the net arrow of Gearstrom, so he's going to attempt to
DC 13 strength check, I believe is what it was.
Yeah, he's going to attempt to break out of that. Let me get his. There we go. All right. Does he have disadvantage on this from anybody's abilities or spells? Does anybody know?
Not from me, no. I disadvantaged his dexterity.
So is this?
Do you
let me
have
double check.
disadvantage on strength when you're restrained?
There's grease. Hold on, I'm trying to see.
Does he redo the grease check as well?
At the end of his
Might
turn.
be
1
moved.
sec.
At the end of his turn, he redoes grease.
Yeah, it's just Dex.
Yep.
I don't see anything related to strength.
So I want to see this net arrow. I want to see if it's a saving throw or a check.
It's
which
a
I guess
check. It's a strength check.
Okay.
It was a
All right,
saving
then.
throw to avoid it.
All right, let's go. What did he roll? Woo! All right. So, on the werewolf's turn, he clasps his claws together in front of him and just swipes out with his fangs snarling right in front of your face, Rezar. He's like, "Ugh!" The net shreds into pieces, and he lashes forward almost instantaneously, biting at you.
Oh
So,
no!
hold on.
That took me a long time to make.
Hold up, because can you link that net arrow again? Wait, I found it. Okay, it's a bonus action to break out of the net.
Didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
It's fine. All right.
I just need to make sure it wasn't an action.
No, it's not an action. Okay. So yeah, he bites towards you, Rezar, and I don't want all that to show, so I'm just gonna roll. 20 plus. And he rolled a natural 1. So he reaches out to bite you, and you instinctually dodge from his jaws, being used to fighting wolf-like animals in the wilds. You see it coming a mile away. Exactly. And but suddenly, it also swings up with its claws as it misses you. Does a 19 hit you? All right.
So sad about it.
Oh, you're right. All right. Well, in that case, I mean, going in chronological order, his bite is going to hit you. So, his mouth and jaws latch on to your shoulder and rip away. You take 5 piercing damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
He's raging, right? Takes half of that.
Yes, it will be half of that, so it would be 3 damage. Or, sorry, 2 damage. 2 damage. No.
Don't
Alright.
need it.
Good to know.
Wow.
Now, he also swipes at you with his claws. And this is at advantage. So it'll be...
Slash roll 2d20k1 will work.
I'll just roll it like this. There's a 14 hit. Alright, then it meets your AC. It does hit. So his claws scrape across your sternum. He doesn't go too deep, but you definitely feel them scrape. And it deals a reduced 3 damage to you. So you take 3 and 2 damage, so 5 damage total. After this occurs, no longer in the net, werewolf quickly glances around and make sure you can do this because of the grease. Alright, Jeremy, the way I'm reading this, he has no penalty if he just runs out of the grease before his turn ends.
That's what it says. That's what it says.
Creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. Yeah. So, with his claws embedded in the ground, he's going to sprint away. So, both you, Rezar, and Slash get attacks of opportunity on the werewolf as he sprints toward Gearstrom. So I will roll. So basically, just roll your basic attack. Yeah. And I'll roll for Slash. I have no idea. This one.
What the fuck? It's actually just a barbarian thing.
All right, yeah. So as he runs away, Rezar, your maul just pounds into the back of his rib cage, hitting in his kidney area. Go ahead and click the there you go. Wow. Okay. So, if I'm reading that right, that is 28 damage. So, you hit the werewolf as it runs away. So your maul hits the area, and you're able to use your follow through to push through. It spins the werewolf around in a circle almost. And instead of making it to Gearstrom, it lands prone right here. And Slash misses his attack. And it is now Slash's turn. Good job on the crit. Slash, let's see how far can he move? Let's see. 5.
Wait, the werewolf is prone?
It is now. Let's see here.
Did I notice any visual damage that was done?
You cannot tell. You saw you saw Rezar's maul slam into him, and he spun around and landed over on the ground. From your vantage point, that's all you could see. And Rezar, your character, while you felt the follow throughs go through the werewolf, you didn't hear any bones breaking, you didn't see any blood. You are not sure how effective the blow was, even though it was one of the best swings of your life almost. So keep that in mind. Okay, Slash. Slash can move 30 feet. So Slash, seeing this occur, seeing the werewolf fall prone, tries to jump on the opportunity. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He jumps in between Gearstrom and the werewolf, attempting to protect the small gnome, and swings his greatsword. 16. And he hits the werewolf. And does
he get advantage because he's prone?
9 damage.
He does.
You're right.
Yeah.
He does. You are right about that. Roll again. just to see if it's a 20. No. So 9 slashing damage. So Slash pulls up his two-handed great sword and swings it across the beast's back as it lays prone. Who can see this? Gearstrom, roll a perception check, and Rezar. All right, Gearstrom. You see the blade carve from its shoulder blade down to its ass, and you see tufts of hair flying off the skin. But it looks like the skin, unfortunately, is still intact. All right, that'll end Slash's turn. Gearstrom, your turn.
I don't think we can kill this thing. We may want to run. I'm going to try to hit it again with one of those arrows, but I can't guarantee anything. Okay? With that, Gearstrom pulls out his short bow again and attempts to get this thing stuck to the ground with a net. Obviously, a disadvantage. I know. Yep, a disadvantage. He's taking a chance. At disadvantage.
Do it, Gearstrom!
Is it 13?
Is that the right roll?
Tinkered arrow. No, that's recovery. Sorry. What did I do wrong there?
It's the same numbers, though, I think.
Yeah, it is the
Dex
same
plus
numbers.
proficiency.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Okay, if it's the same, it is the same numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, a 13 does hit.
Oh.
So let's see here. Can you link your net arrow one more time, just so I can get a quick glimpse of it? So I make a dex save.
Yes.
Okay. So the net flies. Even though you have a disadvantage, it flies true, lands over the werewolf. As it expands, the werewolf sees it and tries to react.
Oh.
Do I have disadvantage on these?
Prone?
Don't I?
Probably?
Well, don't you have hex on him for dex?
That's not saving throws, though.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, unless somebody can tell me real quick that he has disadvantage, he beats save.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that rule, so.
Yeah, it doesn't have disadvantage on dexterity.
Okay, so
Okay,
he's good.
so the net explodes in front of the werewolf's face. Somehow the werewolf shuffles around the ground and avoids the net, encapsulating him again. And upon this, you see the werewolf's green eyes, like shining in the moonlight, like glaring, fangs bare, looking at you, Gearstrom.
I think I made him angry. Oh no! And I start running. I run a whole 25 feet away from him. That will be it for Gearstrom.
All right, good try. Eldrick.
I use my 6-second phrase, part of my combat. You can do in every round to yell out, "This foe is beyond our skill! Weapons are no use!" And I'm going to try to drop Fog Cloud on top of Slash and Rezar, so that it kind of like covers both of them if possible. I don't know if I can do that or not. I don't have anything to move around on the map to look at. Yeah.
20-foot radius. So
It's basically trying to provide concealment on them from the werewolf. And once I'm done with that, I am running as far away from this thing as I can get in the opposite direction.
let's see. I think that's roughly it. Does that look good, guys? Or you want me to spend more time on it?
Yeah, I'm trying to drop that centered right on all three of those guys there.
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Maybe
Okay.
trying to give a
Well,
lot
that
of
sucks.
in it as well.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, let me move it to. If I can. Gotta figure out how to move the motherfucker. Maybe it's. I know how to move it.
Grab
Yes.
it by the colory part.
It's
Can't
not
scroll
highlighting.
over it.
It's not highlighting
and,
for me.
you on a
Can
different
you
layer with it?
marquee select it?
What's that, Zach?
Drag and highlight? What layer is it on? Make sure it's on the
On
right
the
layer.
objects and tokens layer. You guys can all see it, right?
Yeah.
So it should be grabbable. So why is it not?
Can't drag and drop on it and move it, or did you accidentally change your layer back?
No.
Really
I don't-
unfortunate.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't do anything with it, man.
Did you make sure you selected your select?
Okay, I got it. I got it.
At
I
the
got it. I got
top?
it. I got it. I got it. All right. So right about here-ish. Oh, I moved everybody. No. Okay, so how do I just get it? Fuck. So aggravating. I don't know how to just. Okay, you guys are just gonna move your characters real quick. So just kind of make note of where you're at and move them. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh, Zach, you got it now?
Yeah, delete the other.
Okay. Zach's thing, is that where you wanted at, Jeremy?
Can we do it so that this area here where I'm pinging is like slightly more here? Like trying to get as much of it. No, back the other way. I'm trying to get as much of it in our direction as I can while still covering the werewolf at the very edge on the backside. Does that make sense? Yeah, perfect. Thank you. I think I was like right here or there somewhere. I can't freaking remember. Was it
That's fine.
there or there?
That looks close enough.
Alright, so having yelled that I think that this foe is beyond our skill and that weapons are of no use here, I am going to head in this direction as far as I can go, back towards the. I don't know how to do the diagonal things, but basically I'm just trying to head in that direction as fast as I can. So I was like right here-ish. Yeah, there you
Okay. So heavily obscured. Nobody can see anybody within that circle, correct?
Says the area is heavily obscured. Sorry, it lasts for the duration until a wind or a moderate or a greater speed, at least 10 miles an hour, disperses it. Lasts up to 1 hour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all creatures within the fog are basically blinded.
Yeah.
So, okay. And that's your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
All right,
I don't
so
even get to learn if my dagger's fucking silver.
that's how D&D goes, man. So, Eldrick waves his fingers around, old man style, and this,
Oh, shit, I forgot to roleplay it. My B, hold on.
Okay. he's too worried about dying. He's like, I don't want to roleplay, I just don't want to die. Alright, Eldrick, do your roleplay for your spell.
Alright, so I'm going to... What's the spell component? I'm basically reaching my spell component pouch, and I pull out what looks like some grayish-looking dust, and like I blow into it, like, you know, like the element of air, my breath, and I hold up my hand again, doing the symbol, and I draw like a rune in the air, and I begin to chant, and I say, Inde Animorum Impetus Excitor Nubes Nubella! And I shove my finger forward, and it flies out, and like all of a sudden this mist comes down and just begins to like darken, and this fog begins to manifest, and very, very rapidly, like in just a few seconds.
Okay, so as the fog settles from above, everybody within the radius is effectively blinded. Rezar. You saw roughly where he was last. So if you want to attack him again, you can run to him, and you can attack. If you attack recklessly, you'll be attacking at.
Actually, he's prone, so he's attacking at advantage. So
Yeah. So yeah, you'll get to attack at advantage if you attack recklessly. If you don't attack recklessly, then you'll be attacking normally.
But you should treat this though as like basically stumbling dark cave. It's pitch black, really. Basically, is what you should treat it as.
Yeah, it's.
You can also still hear.
It's very dark, obviously. Rezar, just remember, you came to Oro because you were seeking challenge and something new. And in the very first 12 hours of being here, you have met a challenge already greater than any you faced. Like your blood is boiling, your heart is pumping. You can hear your heartbeat in your ears.
It's heavily obscured. It's not dark. You're blind.
There's no effect.
There's just a wall of fog, and like everywhere you look, you literally can't see further than like a few centimeters. Yeah, it's.
Is there wind dispersing it though? Out of curiosity.
No, it's a calm night.
He makes sense. I don't think I can outrun it. Maybe I should just stand and fight, but I could die. Well, I've suffered. Well, I don't know.
What? Do you roll anything else?
All right. So let's see the damage.
Wow.
What?
Do you want to describe to me how you hit this werewolf on the ground in this darkness? Yep.
Just that.
Why is it rolling a 0 on his damage? I'm curious.
It's just the rage damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just how it does it.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, somehow in this darkness, your rage has given you clarity to your senses, and you hear the beast shuffling about on the ground still. You bring down your great maul, and you feel a thud, like a solid connection with something besides the ground. It even surprises you a little bit, and you hear "Arr!" and that's all. You can't see anything, so that's all that you know. And yeah, so Rezar was created twice already in our first combat.
He must have tripped and stubbed his toe.
Oh, on to Valana.
Well, I don't think I can even do this, so that sucks. I'm just reading something real quick, hang on.
Oh, you're good, man. This is a very crucial moment in this campaign, so take your time and make your decisions wisely.
Yep, I don't get to curse it. That's a bummer. Oh well. Hearing Rezar attack, I guess I'm just gonna move forward. That's 30 there. And I'm gonna attack it with my letter open.
Wait, just real quick, not to make the encounter even more difficult than what it already is, but she's just running through there, walking through there. Is there no?
I mean, I'm listening.
Required to like bump into someone, like is it down and like changing position?
You're breaking up, Jeremy. Say it again.
Is there no need to roll anything with them moving through there, with the flow of combat, everyone moving around, like and changing position, even though they're in the 5 foot square area, like trip over a leg, a foot, nothing?
Well, I was letting her do her movement first of where she wanted to go.
I'm sorry.
So, Valana, is that where you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so last you saw the werewolf, it was in that position. However, Rezar was not. So as you're
right.
running
Well, I was
speed,
listening for like Rezar and things, so.
Why don't you run roll a perception check for me then?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry.
Okay, so
Good.
as you approach the area in which Rezar occupies, you hear his heavy breathing, and you know it's him. Somehow you manage to get to his side, and you attack in the area where you think the werewolf is at.
Alright, it's prone, so I have advantage, but disadvantage because of the fog, so it's a normal
So it'll be
attack.
a normal attack. Yep.
And I bet it misses. Here we go!
Yep.
That sucks. So fucking bad.
As you that was kind of a lot of tension, wasn't it? Like stopped.
Da 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 da.
So
Attack.
as Valana, as you I'm assuming you're jabbing with it like this. Is that your motion, or are you just doing something different?
Sure.
Yeah, so as you move up into the darkness, you hear the werewolf grunting and snarling. You jab out toward it, and you almost stumble because you don't hit anything. You must have somehow missed its form. Would you like to do anything else?
I just want to learn, man. I just want to know the fucking answer. That's all I got. I can't use my fucking bonus action.
All right. Werewolf's turn. Having just poked at this werewolf, maybe you graze its fur, maybe you're close enough it can sense you, but it's definitely going for the outreached hand or the outreached arm of Valana with a bite. And it does have disadvantage, correct?
Yep. And it has to
So-
stand up.
Oh, it doesn't have to stand up, does it? It still has disadvantage
Well,
regardless.
yeah, it has disadvantage. It would, yeah.
So he's just going to roll disadvantage and try to bite your arm. Plus. Well, I'm just gonna roll twice. There's a 15 hit.
That's my AC.
All right. So as you jab out trying to attack this creature and you find no air, as you're pulling your arm back, you feel something latch on to your forearm painfully. It shakes his head, snarling. You take... You take... Sorry for the delay. You take 4 piercing damage, and I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Wow, you lucky.
Wow.
All right. It bites and rips and tears your flesh. You feel yourself bleeding. You pull your arm back, and you're like just holding your arm, like trying to decide what's your next action. At the same time, the werewolf is also going to slash again in your area. At disadvantage. 15 does hit,
Wow.
correct? You take 7 slashing damage. As its claws rake across your abdomen. And the werewolf, not liking this dark fighting, is going to move back 2
So,
spaces.
did it stand up?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, either it stood up or it crawled away. I don't know how crawling.
Would it need to make a perception check to know which way to run? Like, it doesn't know how far the fog extends. Like, it doesn't know
No,
what
it's
directions
just gonna back up as far as it can to try to see, because its enemies are in front of it. That's all it knows. It's gonna back up to try to gain vision. So, attacks of opportunity from everybody there in front of it.
Are these at disadvantage because it stood up, or did it not stand up?
I'll say it stood up. So, yours would be, what was it? Yours was disadvantage, right? Or was it just normal?
Mine would be a normal attack.
Okay, yeah. So, go ahead and attack twice because it stood up without doing a standing disengage, and it moved away. But you can't attack twice. You can only attack once. So just never mind. Go attack once. My bad. And Rezar, yours is normal, I believe. I mean, you can attack with whatever you want to attack with. It's up to you. So this will just be a normal attack for you. A 12 hits. So, yeah, you swing your maw into the darkness as you feel this thing trying to escape. And, yeah, you you pound it somewhere. You're not really sure where because it's pitch black, but you feel purchase and a little bit of give. Maybe you hit it in his shoulder. You're not really sure, and you hear it go. Arr! You hear it making a noise like, Arr! And yeah, so it moves back, just far enough to get out of the fog, and looks around, and tries to make a decision on what it wants to do next. And that's the werewolf's turn. Slash.
Did Slash get to make an attack
Oh, yeah.
yet?
Yeah, he didn't. Let me do that real quick. Call. Alright. So yeah. Slash hits with his attack too. Apparently the only person that can't hit is Valana. It does.
Actually, she is. She just doesn't do it often.
So yeah, Slash swings forward too, feeling the creature try to escape, and he hits Meat as well, but he doesn't know any more than that. And now it's his turn. Feeling it retreat, he is going to turn to you, Valana, the area where he feels you're at, and say, Valana, this situation is much too dangerous. You need to retreat. Listen to Eldrick. And he is going to move. Let me roll a dice real quick to determine which way he moves. Okay. He's going to move straight back. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. So as he bursts, so Gearstrom, you see this giant freaking Warforged burst out of the fog right next to you, startling you. That ends Slash's turn. And also Gearstrom, roll a perception check for me real quick, please.
Sorry, didn't mean to do disadvantage, but either way, it was bad.
Yeah, it's bad. So you think it's just fog coming off of him, but this is out of character for all you guys, but Slash appears to be smoking from his neck area. Alright.
Oh no! Did it do damage to you? Let me see. Wait. Let me pull my tools out. Hold on 1 minute. I start to fumble.
You don't know if it's fog or not. You're not
okay.
sure. I mean, you can spend time messing with it if you want. That's up to you. But you are unsure if he's actually smoking or if it's just fog. It's your perception roll.
Maybe we should run. Yes, I'm going to run. And I start to head south as far as I can go, which would take me off the screen. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and move my full 50 movement towards Eldrick. So let me...
Did you say full 50?
Yeah, because I didn't take an action.
Oh.
So I'm moving both double movement, so I'm at like a dash. Did you do that?
Eldrick, would you like to quickly reply?
Yeah, I'll respond and nod. If you can see that nod, I'll just...
Okay. Gearstrom, anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
That's all I can do. Yeah, I double moved, so that's all I can do at this point.
Eldrick.
I'm going to cast this. I think this would be my... Probably the only thing I can do in this situation, so, let's see. 1 second. All right, so what was that roll for? You
What's
guys
that? Jeremy?
Can you guys hear me at all? Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm going. It says 30 feet range, so I'm going to like make a sound like in this general area with the minor illusion. I'm going to make it sound as if like at least 10 or 15 farmers or farmhands, like a rabble from the city or town or farm or whatever, is coming in this direction. I don't know how you want to rule it, like, so either like really loud footsteps or like a bunch of shouting and hooting and hollering, like hey, hey, like a whole bunch of people are coming with pitchforks and shit, like whatever you'll let me do, whatever. But before that happens, I am going to go play it out. I'm going to do my usual thing, but this time I'm going to say, Mana, Falta, and Amor, and Petis, Excitio! And then you begin to hear whatever the DM allows. Like, basically, I'm trying to make it sound like a horde is coming in his direction.
You sure do talk a lot.
And he can't really see that because of the obscured fog, so...
And it's usually just gibberish. I don't understand.
I nod at him.
Okay, so the sound you produce with minor illusion, I will say will be maybe the footsteps, the thudding footsteps of five humanoids. But that is all. That's all I will allow.
That's fine. Yeah, as long as it sounds like they're running in his direction, about to enter the fog, or headed in his general idea is what I was kind of like going for.
Understood. Anything else?
Does that actually work? All that gibberish?
I am going to wave him on as he asks that towards me, and I am going to continue heading as far as I can go in that direction, whatever it would be.
Okay. Let's see, where were you at? You were right here. You're right. Well, you're right here.
Or right there, yeah.
You can move how far? 30 feet?
Still right there, basically.
Okay. So you ran into the corn?
Sure did.
Alright, gotcha.
Maybe I should try that. Samana Babadoo Jibadow.
Rezar. Alright, Rezar. Time to put up or shut up. Alright. Go for it. Bursting out of the fog, with your maul in tow, mid-swing, you appear right in front of the werewolf. He's unexpecting, and roll damage. And you pound him in his thigh, turning his leg kind of like pigeon-toed. His knee goes pigeon-toed in. He kind of crumples down, almost falling to the ground yet again, but he manages to stay standing. Would you like to do anything else? All right. Valana.
Rezar, we've got to go. I'm leaving.
If you don't do an action, you can move your dash speed, whatever it is.
I just want to remind everyone, don't feel influenced by what anyone else does when you make a decision. Please play your characters the way that you think your character would think and act in that particular given situation. Just don't go with the crowd mentality if it seems to be going that way always. Just You know, I know everyone knows that, but I just want to.
All right, Lana, is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. The werewolf. More pissed off at Rezar than anybody else. It has eaten and battered him. Like, I'm pretty sure every single round. So, with that said, it will attack with advantage, correct? Yes. So it will attack with advantage. I don't.
Even with the sound of more people coming.
Yes, even with that.
Damn.
I think he's made him angry.
Let me see here. I can just do that. Okay. And as it reaches out with its jaws, it does 11 piercing damage. Wow, it rolled a 1. So lucky. Which would be reduced to 5. So 5 piercing damage to you as it rips at your bicep, finding flesh. Make another Constitution saving throw.
You gotta be kidding me.
All right.
Wow.
So, your resiliency seems to be paying off for you.
So I no longer think that Tyler is broken because he has literally
Barbarians,
critted
man.
more than Tyler has ever critted. Like, I don't.
And yeah. So, no, you still take damage. You still take 5 damage, 5 piercing damage, and he is going to also claw at you. For 9 slashing, reduced to 4 slashing damage. His claws scrape across your pectoral muscles. And at this point in the battle, who can see this? Let's see here. Alright, Rezar, roll a perception check. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Rezar. After its claws and fangs find your skin again, you're reeling a little bit with pain, but your rage is aiding you, helping you push through. Suddenly, you catch a glimpse of a streaking shadow from the wood's edge. The movement is completely muted. As it draws right behind your enemy, the werewolf, you see a glint from the side of the werewolf, the moon glinting off a blade, and you blink reactively. It's so bright. But you still see the blade cleave right in front of your face at the neck area of this werewolf. Suddenly, the body separates from the head as this new combatant is apparently grasping tightly to the scalp of the severed head. The body crumples, and the beheader is now visible. So, pause that. So, Rezar, this is what you see. It looks to you as if it is another werewolf, actually wearing armor of some sort, holding a two-handed greatsword. So, as it brings the head to the side, still grasping the scalp tightly with its clawed hand, you see the body and head changing. The hair decays in seconds, and the two masses shrink in size. You can now clearly see the face of the tavern girl Jade, mouth open and eyes wide with frozen horror. The now new foe, or friend, sheathes the weapon and stuffs the head in a large pouch at his side, looking at you observantly, but with indifference, as its snarl recedes.
So, who's Jade? The one that got killed? Or the one that did killing?
Jade was the werewolf.
Oh, shit.
The first. So,
No thanks.
so standing right in front of you. Hold on just a second. Do you guys here watch together? You can, right? I just have mine turned down a little bit. So, he as the snarl recedes, he speaks to you, Rezar. He says, "As I watched your fight from the tree line, I could see promise in your convictions, but you lacked the means to harm this." And he fucking hawks up a loogie and spits it on the body. "Perverted creature. You need silvered weapons to enter its flesh." How do you respond? "It didn't look like it to me. You didn't even hurt it." He asks, "Were you bitten?" He says, "Salune blesses you this night." He draws blood. He puts out his hand like this, and a claw extends from his finger to his wrist. He swipes it, pulls a vial up to it, and he fills up a small vial and hands it out to you and says, let's see. "Ever since the gashed moon around 30 days ago, the conventional cure has ceased working on those who are cursed, and turn for the first time. Quickly, riddle your wounds with my blood. That will drive out the curse before it has taken root." And as he hands you the first one, he starts. Do you take it or do you not take it? Okay, so as you take it, he's still bleeding, so he fills up a second vial, hands it to you as well. Looking at the size of the vial and size of your wounds, you guess that each vial probably has 3 uses before they're expended. But you're not sure. So you start. I'm assuming that you start wiping some of the blood on your wounds, or no? Okay. So out of character for you, it doesn't matter because you were not infected by lycanthropy because you fucking balled out on your saves. But if you were, you would be fine. So at this point, he's going to ask. He's going to say, "Would you mind walking with me to the view of your friends?" and he's going to walk around the fog. And I don't know if you want to maybe call out, because they're probably still running. If you want to call out to them and update them on the situation, you can, or you can do whatever you would like.
I guess he is more than just a sack of meat.
All right, what do you guys all do?
I guess we should go see what's going on. I start to trot over.
Not trusting what Razar is saying. And my background with magic. Like I said, what I know about these things is very vague. As far as my character is concerned, there could be anything happening. I'm not slowing down at all. I'm still running away.
Okay.
What about this pesky cloud?
Yeah.
Let me see. I put my hand up in the air and I go, Haza, Basabo, Sino no Bao. I must have done that wrong.
About this time, Rezar and this other werewolf walk around the corner down right about here-ish.
I'm curious, so I'm staying with Gearstrom.
All right. So, I'm sorry you didn't get to find out if your opener was silver, Zach. I feel bad. So as he walks around the corner, who all? So Gearstrom, Valana, and Slash are within about 30 feet, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, he's already said most of what he was going to say to Rezar. So the only thing he has left to say is, as you guys can hear him and see him now, he speaks mostly to Rezar because Rezar is right there with him. He says, "I feel that your journey is just beginning, and you do not yet know your part. If you can survive and find me again in Kunzar, I will know then it will not be wasted breath to speak of the great beast that is stirring." So, everybody except for Eldrick, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Valana is also clutching her bloodied arm.
Okay. Damn, you guys are rolling. Well, most of you guys are rolling high tonight. All right, so.
Wow,
Valana,
he's a large wolf. That's crazy.
So Valana and Rezar, you think you hear a howl very far in the distance, so slight that you're not sure if you actually heard it or not. And at this point, this werewolf's ears twitch, and they perk up. His snarl again creeps across his face, and he tells you, Rezar, his name. He says, "I am known as Granwyn Moonrake. I will see you again, I hope." And he darts off just as quickly as he appeared, apparently running to this sound. No immediate danger that you guys know of is now in the vicinity. You can act accordingly. However, Rezar, now over here, you look back toward where the werewolf was, and you see a body, headless body of a young girl just lying in the ground.
But where'd her head go? What do you mean he took it? But how? Oh. Interesting.
Do you say the name? They don't know yet. It was Jade Rizar. You're the only one that saw you're the only one that saw the face.
You mean the waitress? The waitress? Jade? And she turned into that wolf? But wait, how did you ask how it happened?
So at this point, Eldrick, you look back as you're still running. I'm gonna say just for role playing sake that you're able to see everybody standing in a fairly comfortable position. What would you like to do?
Can't see them, bro. I'm on the other side of the cornfield. I'm headed to like the freaking barn to get up in the hayloft and like try to use minor illusion to hide or some shit. I'm not turning around for nothing.
Okay, so Eldrick is running like a bat out of hell.
That's right.
Just like fucking cartoon style, arms fucking flailing, just like old man speed.
You seem to be wounded. Do you need me to heal you? Okay.
And Rezar, you remember the words that Branwyn said about the bites, and you notice Valana's wound. What do? You have 2 vials. You can do whatever you would like with them, but you definitely know that you should probably, Valana, use some of one. But obviously, you have to explain to her like what's going on with it, because nobody saw anything except for Rizar because of the fucking fog cloud.
Doing my job.
Why would you put blood in your wound that didn't belong to you? That's just strange. Here, let me do it.
I'm inclined to agree with
I
Gearstrom here.
cast healing word on Valana for 6 hit points.
So
Thank
Valana,
you, Gearstrom.
do you not rub the blood on your wounds at
Looking
all?
at that, I'm a little disgusted by even the thought of it.
Okay. Okay. So, Rezar, you are no longer raging, but I want you to make a strength check, and if Valana resists, Valana make a acrobatics or a dexterity check.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Razor, what the hell are you doing?
All right. All right. So, Rezar reaches out with a firm grasp, Valana, and grabs your shoulder and arm area, and you struggle
Ow,
to
you're hurting me!
to get away, but it's completely in vain. He just grabs you and holds you like a small toddler and wipes his blood where your wounds are closing up from the healing word. They're not yet closed, and he wipes the blood onto those areas. As they finish closing,
I don't think killing Word's gonna fix him. He's got other issues.
Yeah, he definitely made it look like child's play.
I yank my arm back away from Rezar, and I go, "That's disgusting. Don't ever do anything like that again."
Yeah, that's pretty gross. But hey, did you see my nets? Because I need to recover them. I can't see anything in
You
that
said
fog.
nuts.
What's so funny?
Can't
So
see anything in the damn fog.
Yeah, where did that come from? I think it was a stupid spell.
dude, that was gonna be so much more epic if you guys could have all seen it happen. Like,
Dude,
but nobody can see it. except for
I-
Rizar.
I was so excited for something cool to fucking happen with a goddamn letter opener!
Let me
Slash
see.
engage fan mode.
What do you wanted to go in the fog for? You wanted to do what? Look
I
for
need
what?
to I need to recover my nets, my
Okay,
arrows.
let's see here. Sphere spreads on the corner.
I mean, I can do the
No,
roll at disadvantage.
you guys try to wave it away with your hands, and maybe swing your maul to try to create enough air displacement, but it's staying firm.
Oh, this stupid spell! I'm gonna go in there anyway. I don't care. I need my nets back. I go in there and I try to search for my nets, regardless. I guess I'll be looking for them at disadvantage.
Um, it doesn't matter. You over the course of maybe the next minute or two, you know whereabouts you shot it. You know it was kind of over in this corner, this area. So you reach down and you feel the one that missed, and you feel it is intact. Did you already roll recovery for that?
That's a disadvantage, so it's as well regardless.
Uh, you don't have to have a disadvantage. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fine. You're fine. You get the net. It's fine. The mechanism that triggered it appears to be expended, but still usable. So you put them away into your satchel.
Okay.
So at this point, several things are going to happen. First of all, Slash, Valana, you see smoke just kind of fizzing out of Slash's neck as his eyes go dim, and he falls to one knee, apparently inert, almost like the time you first saw him.
Slash? Everything alright?
No response.
I go up and I'm gonna just like check him out.
Yeah. You go up, you look at him, and there's no reaction. His body is making no reaction.
What did you do? Did you turn him off?
You have no idea what the issue is. But at this point, you guys do need to decide if you want to go get Eldrick to help you figure out what's going on here, discuss some things, or what, because you have got a young girl's headless body just laying naked in this area with you.
I'm 100% preoccupied with Slash, and I will be attempting to fix him. So
All right.
I will be pulling all my tools out and going through every single lens on my goggles to try to figure out what's
Yeah,
wrong.
I'm also preoccupied with Slash. I'm just
Alright.
like looking at him and
Go for it. So you head to the. So you're gonna head to the inn with his body just chilling here. Okay. Okay. So you're just gonna head straight to the inn, or you're gonna go somewhere else first, or
You might want to go tell the farmer. Yeah.
the calf was untouched. You're not gonna want to wake up the farmer. I mean, you can if you want to, but I mean, he made it. It's about midnight. He made it clear that you guys could tell him your progress in the morning. Um, Eldrick, it has been now probably 10 minutes. You have seen and heard nothing from any of your new found companions. What
I
would you like
am
to do?
either inside this closest barn I could get to or next to the wall on it, and I am trying to use minor illusion to blend in and try to be as still as possible and catch my breath.
He's hiding in a barrel.
Yep.
That's some grain.
I am hiding for sure. And if I'm not in a barrel, then the barrel might be minor illusion, or I'm in the top part underneath some hay, or
Okay.
up against the wall, shadowy alley near it, or whatever. If I see Rezar coming by, I'm probably not going to recognize his shape, being as it's probably going to look like a black silhouette carrying away a body.
Roll a perception check.
I might think that it's the werewolf carrying.
Just roll a perception check.
Yeah, and might react. It's not perception.
So you can't really tell what it is at this distance, but you can hear Rezar like cursing and like useless. You can definitely tell it's his voice as he's walking probably only about maybe 100 feet away from the barn at this time.
Hearing this, I things together and piecing together things and logical outcomes and things like that. Basically, a wizard's mind like going ham, and I decide to run out from my illusion and try to hail him. Rezar, is that you? Are you still alive?
Oh wait, no.
What you will.
You're actually carrying the corpse? I thought you were carrying Slash. My bad. Yeah, I got that confused. Okay,
yeah, we're
you're
still
right.
just like investigating him. And...
All right. So, cool. Go ahead.
Call me what you will. I did what was best. I'm sure if that beast has been defeated by someone or something that I run over and begin immediately trying to investigate it as best I can with the current light. And I immediately recall the shape and figure and skin of.
Is it just a completely?
Of course you would.
Hold on. Is it just
The
a completely
tavern?
naked female body?
Yes.
Yes.
Of the tavern barmaid, the tavern wench, and I begin like trying to remember more of what I may or may not have read, and like trying to piece things together, like like an investigator, like a criminal investigator, and some CSI shit basically going on in my mind right now. And I'm just looking down and looking up at Rezar, seeing his reactions as I'm doing this, and just trying to come to a lot of logical conclusions that I'm unable to make at the moment. So I'm just kind of standing there. I probably look like I might be spazzing out to Rezar.
Yeah, there's no reason to make any investigation check. I mean, there's nothing to see on the body. Just there's no head. Looks like a sharp but large blade. Just cleaned it clean off. So unless you
I
guys want,
begin.
unless you guys want to role play, I'll go ahead and let you your character Eldrick assume that Rezar has told you everything that's transpired at this point.
All right. Fair enough. I was going to ask him a whole bunch of questions, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's just for speedy's sake, you are now up to date as far as what Rezar would tell you. Rezar, is there anything you wouldn't tell him about what happened? Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Eldrick.
I see. And you said there was another one wearing armor that killed this one? Something about a curse? And it couldn't be cured because of some claw moon? I see. I must write all of this down very quickly. And I begin trying to recall everything he told me in detail, asking him questions about what I may or may not remember, make sure I get it correct, and I begin writing all this information down as best I can and as quickly as I can.
I added the name that you heard muttered by the beast underneath it, or as the title for the handout, so you guys can see the name.
All right. I'm going to be heading back to the others to see if I can assist with Slash, as I've been informed by Rezar that he's not operating correctly.
Okay. Are you going to let Slash or Rezar continue walking with this headless corpse into town?
Certainly not. I will tell him.
Because it's probably not a good idea.
Rezar, that may not be the wisest idea. People would likely assume that you murdered her, I try to ponder over my words as to not to try and insult him, being as and seeing his size and how badass he was in combat and shit. I don't even risk it. I reconsider what I was gonna say, and I best we probably take her back to the group. They could assume the worst. Probably not the best thing for you or for us. And go ahead. Sorry, are you good? Why are you always so grumpy? I mean, goodness gracious. And, so I look down at this corpse and realize that with all my gear, there's no way that I could even begin to move her, even as probably petite as she might be. And I begin headed back in the directions of the others to consult with them.
I will allow you to cast a minor illusion if you would like to at least conceal her body. If you're not,
I certainly would probably try to do that to try to hide her from view. Her. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
I look around for a piece of wood and try to cast firebolt on it from a distance and pick it up and use it as a torch. Hopefully trying to spare one of the torches I actually have as part of my adventuring gear. If that's
yeah, that's fine. Sure. So you now have a torch, a lit torch.
Yeah, I'm trying to head back to the others.
Okay. So at this moment, Gearstrom and Valana, you see a torchlight approaching in the distance.
I don't even notice it. I'm too busy tinkering and trying to take apart Slash and turn him back on. So, yeah, I'm my head's in one of the crevices of his armor, trying to figure
I'm looking at him trying to like remember the scenario that like
Milana,
activated him last
give
time.
me that spanner wedge. Hurry up!
Just passing tools to him, like probably getting it wrong a lot
No,
as he's.
not the jiggermigger. The spanner wedge.
All right, Eldridge. About this time you
This-
approach.
I can't
As
see
I-
what's wrong.
As I get near them, and like I'm basically standing right behind them, I cast Mage Hand and hand the torch to it, and have it hover right above where they're working at to try to command, their work and their perception of Slash. And basically, while they're working, inform them of what I now know and what transpired with Rezar as they're working on this. But I'm more concerned with trying to help them if at all possible.
Okay, at this point, tinkering check, Gearstrom. You roll one for me. Okay, so with Valana and Eldrick there, and your little gnomish hands digging into this Warforged's body as deep as they can go, and your eyes looking about, very little light. You do have dark vision, I think, but still, like this is something. If you're going to be digging around in somebody's body, you might want to, be sure of what you're seeing and doing. So you determine basically that he has somehow had a quote unquote short circuit, for lack of a better term, from too many of his danger sensors triggering at once, and it overloaded something, maybe in the main board or in a main area within his body somewhere, which you have not determined where. This is just your guess, but you do know that you definitely have to get him to a well lit area, or B, wait till the sun rises to continue fiddling with him.
Can any of you cast light?
Eldritch says, "Alas, that is a spell I have yet, a cantrip I have yet to master."
I could try.
Well, I can't work on him unless I can see. So if you can, please.
I can actually try. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna invoke my, I don't know how this works. I'm invoking my Dark Shard Amulet. I can... hold on. I can try to cast a cantrip that I don't know. Must be on the Warlock spell list. Light is, right?
I have no idea what's on your spell list.
I wish there were fucking resources online that had a good, collected library of everything that you can fucking know about 5e, but you straight up don't.
Rezar,
Warlock.
where you at by now?
I don't see light.
Okay, you're already passed out. Gotcha.
Yep, it's not on the Warlock spell list. My god.
But you're at the barn sleeping, correct, Rezar? Okay.
That's hilarious. I just looked up the spell. I can't try it.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah, it's
we
definitely
could
not.
use.
It's not in the Warlock. Prestidigitation, but I don't think that's going to do anything for us.
No.
I guess we can wait till daytime.
I look down at the amulet and I just kind of think back to the first time I saw Slash and like when the scenario in which he activated. Uh, hmm. I take the necklace off and put it around Slash's neck, and then I go and like secure the cow and start taking it back to the barn.
Are we
Okay.
just gonna leave him here?
You don't really have much choice right now. Can you carry you?
I can take him apart into pieces and take him into the barn.
Don't do that. Absolutely not.
But I can get him there.
He'll be fine for the night.
Well, let's do this. Let's go get some of
No.
the corn, and we'll put it on him and make him look like a scarecrow.
Okay, you can do that one.
Okay. I
I'm
run
taking
off
the
and I
cow
start to
back
get
to the
corn.
farm.
I try to make
right.
Slash look as much like a scarecrow as I can.
All right, so Gearstrom is disguising Slash for the time being. Valana is taking the calf back to the herd. Rezar is asleep. Eldrick.
I'm trying to like gauge the weight within like a reasonable guess of this wolf.
Let's see. I don't think he wrote down the weight on his sheet, so I will have to look at the. Okay, make an investigation check, Eldrick. For that, what'd you roll?
Warforged, Juggernaut Warforged stand between 6 and 7 feet high and can weigh up to 450 pounds.
So I'll say he weighs 400 pounds. But so Eldrick, you guessed he's between 350 and 425 pounds, and it's a very awkward weight because of his bulk. So
Is there anything that looks like it might serve as a makeshift sled or litter with the old fencing near here and things like that we could tie a rope to and all three of us could haul likely?
between you, Gearstrom, and Valana, if you guys want to converse about somehow making a makeshift sled slash cart slash whatever works, you guys all can. Is that what you all would like to do?
I mentioned it. Is there some way we can build a sled, or a makeshift litter and drag him to at least to the nearest barn where Rezar is likely sleeping by now, I imagine?
Well, I think I can make a litter, but let me see. We need to find all the resources. Do you have rope?
I do. I have 50 foot of hempen rope.
Do you have a gear? We need at least 3.
I do not. I was thinking something simple, like 2 logs that we lay him on top of, and we put 2 logs in front of them, and basically what I'm trying to do is put like 2 logs on the ground, and then put the 2 logs on top of that, and then put him on top of that. And then, like the ancient Egyptians used to move stones, you put a log in front of that and keep pushing.
You don't even have to use logs. The all this stuff over here next to where the calf was is old fencing posts, fencing boards, and slats. There's also wire there, fencing wire. So you can literally just from that make something that would function in that way.
Yeah, but you ever seen any stone engineering where they roll that on top of other logs?
Yep.
Like, heavy object. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
You can try to do that if you want, but
Well, that's just entirely too simple. Why would you make it that simple? That doesn't make any sense when I can make it so much better.
Because you guys have a ways to pull him. I'd say it's a good 200 to 300 feet to the barn from the cornfield.
Not too bad.
Am I? Did I already take the calf back?
Yeah. You've taken it back, and I don't know where you went after that, but
How far out is that barn or whatever the Rezar is in?
from where you're at right now,
Yeah, well, from where they are in the field with.
the
Slash.
cornfield is about 250 feet from the barn.
And can I see them out there still, like, conversing over Slash's body?
Yeah. There's a
firelight.
torch, so you can definitely see the torch. I don't know what you can hear from this distance. You can roll a perception check if you want to try to hear them, but you can definitely see that they're still out there.
I start removing all the corn from Slash's body and the disguise I started putting on him. And after I'm done doing that, I run over and start getting the logs and ask Eldrick, so, how exactly did you want to make this?
Whatever would get him to the barn as quickly as possible.
Well, I
If
don't
you
think
know
it's going to be
something
very...
better than I do about engineering, as I'm sure you must, based on what I've seen thus far, please, by all means.
After the calf is secure and back where it belongs and stuff, I think I'm gonna dip into that barn that Rezar is brewing in, and oh, okay. I wake Rezar up. Rezar? Hey, Rezar?
It is.
I start just pushing really hard. Rezar? Look, Eldrick and Gearstrom are still out there in that field. Slash is kind of deactivated. I'm afraid they're gonna do something really stupid and damage him. Could you please go out there and just try to help them get him back? And then you can sleep. I promise you can sleep.
As she's doing all that, I'm out there actually trying to create a way that I can push Slash over onto the two pieces of wood that we have as a mason to slay. But I know I don't have the strength, so I literally have a rope tied around his neck, and I'm trying to find a tree I can use for leverage to literally pull him down, because I know I'll never be able to do it because I have no strength. So I have a rope wrapped around his.
So Rezar and Valana, you approach about the time you see Gearstrom going around a tree with a rope, the other end tied to the neck of.
What the hell are you doing?
It's called leverage.
I run up and I immediately start like untying the rope off of his neck.
But wait, it's going to help him fall over.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard!
Well, I'm trying to use leverage.
All right, so at this point, unless you guys want to continue role playing, we can say that between the four of you, you guys, drag him, pull him, use your contraption, or whatever you want to say to get him back to.
My character tries to get on the sled instead of helping, and kind of like be the supervisor and boss and telling everyone exactly what to do and pointing the different directions and how to do it and just aggravate the shit out of everyone like a old freaking man would probably, yeah.
That's not how you do it. You do it this way.
Paul!
But anyway, to the dismay of everybody, and Eldrick's grumblings, Rezar's grumblings, Gearstrom's kooky ideas, and Valana's genuine worry for Slash, you guys get into the barn.
I think I'm going to set up an alarm. Yes, just in case anything tries to attack us again. We wouldn't want another werewolf on our backs.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I start to pull different parts out that I have, spare parts that I have in my bag, and I try to create a alarm system using my feat Wonder Maker.
As a quick reminder, I'm leaving that necklace, the amulet, on Slash's neck, which means I don't have a focus for my spells. Just don't let me forget that.
Okay. All right. About this time, Eldrick, you remember the headless corpse, naked woman, just chilling out in the whatchamacallit. If you want to discuss that further.
Before Rezar goes to sleep, I mentioned that we should try to
Poor
we should try
Rezar.
to grab her real quick and pull her into the barn and conceal her until tomorrow, basically, and try to recruit help with that.
Does anybody want any of this jerky? It's still good.
By now it's about 1:32 a.m. You guys probably are getting pretty tired. You can discuss whatever you would like before you lay down, but I mean, it's been a rough day and a rougher night. So yeah, what would you like to do?
Are we staying at the barn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tie up my hammock. One end I tie to Slash, and the other end I tie to Hole. And I lay down, and as I stare at Slash and contemplate how I'm going to fix the problem.
How late is it right now?
It's approaching 2 a.m.
And how far is the inn?
I guess we can bring that map up. Get an idea. I would say it's about about a mile away.
So it's too far to walk at 2 a.m. alone, and probably not the best idea.
Well, I mean, yeah, you have no idea if there's more of these creatures out there. I mean,
if it were less than a mile, I probably would have done it, but just like. Yeah, I know, but still don't want to sleep in a fucking barn, man. It's gross. Ew.
You can sleep next to a sheep. It'll keep you warm.
Ew. Not doing that. It's fucking gross.
As I make sure that Slash is properly tended to and that he's inside the barn and at least concealed from the elements and people outside of the barn, and her body has been at least temporarily covered with hay in a area preferably furthest away from us.
Oh, actually, you continue. Sorry.
I am going to take out some of my trail rations and snatch a piece of jerky that was offered by Gear. I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on my meal to make it look like I'm eating a hot, steaming, amazing, very lavish, comfortable meal, while everyone else is probably just eating jerky and whatever else.
I'm not
Then I'm
touching
gonna go
the
to sleep.
jerky. I'm eating
Then-
some of my rations.
As he does that, I put my hand up in the air. I draw a little symbol, and I go, "Samolao, sumudubao, ping pang pow, boom!" And then I use prestidigitation and make mine into a better looking meal.
Oh.
And since we're all using prestidigitation, I go over to the corpse of that woman, and I'm going to use prestidigitation, which I can use because it doesn't have a material component, thus I don't need the focus. So I use that just to clean up the blood off of her body and probably try to find like a sheet or something to cover her up. Hey, I'm magically washing the body, alright? It's easier, it's quicker, and there's no fucking water around.
Just so you know, out of character, Eldrick, I'm not doing this to mimic you or to make fun of you.
As you do that, I smile at you, kind of like you're not sure if it's a like a smile of appreciation or just one of those good day smiles that kind of like give you recognition, even though I'd rather just get on with my meal, you know.
I like that you do it, so I think it's funny. So I'm starting to mimic you because I just think it's so.
Right, I get it definitely. But I'm gonna find the bed closest. I'm gonna wait for Valana to try to settle down and go to rest. And once I'm confident she is at least like in a
It's funny he says that because I'm going to wait until Eldrick. I have learned my lesson. I am going to wait, actually move my bedroll further away from him against a wall, and I'm actually going to sit in the bedroll against the wall for now, watching and waiting until Eldrick falls asleep.
Okay, Eldrick.
At a distance.
Do you concede or do you continue?
After a few moments realizing and kind of like probably catching on to what she's doing, I will give in and find a place as far as away from everyone else as I can, up against the wall in the corner of my own like little nook, and try to fall asleep as fast as possible.
Good.
Fucking pervert.
I'm in another, and apparently she's in another.
I'm in the middle of the room, attached to my hammock. So,
all right. So, yeah. Even though there's all kinds of shit going on through your guys' minds about what's transpired, what is to transpire, how you're going to handle this headless corpse you have hidden in this man's property, you eventually doze off, and you are awakened about 5 hours later, with the sun coming up and the loud crowing of roosters nearby.
Hey, Tyler.
I'm not going to give you exhaustion or anything, and I will say that you had a full enough rest because most of you did rest at some point the previous day. So everybody can gain the benefits of a full rest, including full HP.
Okay,
So
that bonus charisma you said lost on a long rest.
you can keep it until nightfall of this day, as well as all the.
Okay,
all
just
the
like let me know, I guess.
Yeah, as well as all the temporary hit points everybody has. Just keep it
Mine
all
are
until nightfall of this current day. So, you guys hear crowing and shit, and you're like, God dang it! And you wake up because you're annoyed.
My character is fine. I'm trying very, very hard to sleep through it.
Gearstrom gets up all cheery like and shit and starts to look to see if he can find eggs from the nearby chickens, if there's any chickens. Yeah, he tries to make breakfast with the jerky and any eggs that he may find.
We're all awake, right? And he's like scavenging for eggs around here. Because I want to stop him from doing that.
I don't know. Are you all awake?
I'm
Yeah,
awake, but I'm trying to cover my ears and still like lay there. And it takes me a long time to wake up, and I'm an old man. I can't just like jump out of bed.
I'm literally whistling a song as I'm doing this.
So if he's going around scavenging for eggs, I just go, Gearstrom, this poor farmer is having a really hard time keeping his farm going. Do not take those eggs. Just eat your jerky.
But yeah, we saved his calf, and not only did we save his calf, we killed that thing that was trying to eat his calves, and he's supposed to give us payment. So, well, I mean, you didn't do it either. It was that big thing that huge. I mean, you know what I mean, because you didn't kill it. Apparently, you didn't do any damage to it, from what I understand in the story you told me.
At least wait to ask him if you can have the eggs before you cook
he's
them.
Not going to care about a couple eggs. They lay about 5 a day. What's the big deal?
Everything has value.
If someone's cooking eggs, I'll take 2. Sunny side up, please.
I guess that we need at least 10 eggs then, because there's 5 of us. Well, is there 5 of us? No. Slash doesn't eat, does he? Well, he's not even working right now. So that leaves 4 of us. So yeah, I need 8 eggs.
I walk out of the barn and go towards the house.
As soon as I find those eggs, I start busting out my stuff and cooking eggs, man.
Hell yeah.
Milana, are you sure you want to go? Are you sure you want to go toward the house with the story left unresolved about the corpse?
I'm not it's not really occurring to me that we're going to come off as criminals or anything. I'm just going to share the story, and
a band of new faces, half orc included, come into this new city, and the very same night, there's a headless corpse that appears. Are you sure you're not considering this?
I mean,
because I think, what's your intelligence?
14.
Yeah, you definitely are considering this.
I mean, what else is there to do?
I don't know. You might want to think on it before you just let the cat out of the bag, though.
I wonder if we can find some pork.
Did that creature indeed take the head with him? Or is it left like where it was at when he severed it? Gotcha.
Eldrick?
What are you asking? Sorry, I was thinking.
I just perhaps we should burn the body.
There are, just so you guys know, there are also several small tattoos on maybe like her ankles and her arms, something small, but definitely identifiable marks.
I sketch those in my journal if possible. Those tattoos and marks.
Yeah, I'm studying them as well.
Yeah, they are nondescript. They're things like like a butterfly, like maybe like a ribbon. I mean, you don't glean that there's anything useful from keeping them, at least as far as studying goes.
Yeah. Tribal tattoo.
Using your combined intelligence, you put together that none of these tattoos could possibly have anything to do with the situation that occurred last night. Let's just say that. There are no markings on her body whatsoever that could possibly have anything to do with the situation that occurred last night.
So I think telling anyone about this would probably likely end very badly in our favor. So I am willing to discuss what we all as a group should do.
You can throw it down the well.
I look at him like as if he's insane for a few seconds, and then I begin to think about the possibilities and the wisdom, though however macabre, behind what he said.
You
what did he say? I missed it. I'm sorry.
He said we can throw it down the well. You know that the southwest area of the farm is only about a quarter of a mile or so from the actual coast of the Sanguine Sea as well. You've seen that area. You know it's over there. You're just not sure what's in between the farm and the coast. I'm not trying to say you three need to go. I'm just giving you more perspective because you haven't actually you might not know exactly where the farm is in relation, but it's just the coast is about a quarter of a mile away. Obviously, there's woods to the west and south that may or may not be full of bears and other creatures. You don't really know.
I'm trying to get the whole gist of the group and what everyone's willing and not willing to do. And if it seems that everyone is willing, that thinking, disposing of this corpse would probably be in everyone's best interest, I tried to ask Rezar. Well, Rezar's saying no, so never mind.
I care not what you do. Just
breakfast is almost done.
Leave it out in the open.
It's just like breakfast.
Not willing to try to stop Rezar from doing what he's going to do. I politely ask him, Good half orc, sir. Would you politely not implicate me or my presence in anything to do with the body, if at all possible? Fair enough.
Eldrick, you gather that this is definitely going to come out, that your likeness was on the premises. You spoke directly with Luke Bannister.
I'm going up to the farmhouse.
Hold on a second.
The door.
Wait.
You gather that there's no doubt in your mind that the entire group will be implicated if there's a negative connotation to Rezar's actions.
I am going to try and cast, seeing that either way I'm screwed, that there's no good option here, like damned if I do, damned if I don't.
You could try, before you do that, you could simply try persuasion. Speak to Rezar, reason with him.
I don't think that's going to work. I've tried. So,
you haven't really tried.
I am making my way towards the farmhouse.
So you're up. Volana, wait! I have something very important to say.
I stop and listen for a moment.
Rezar, so you're completely opposed to any other course of action. You refuse to try to see any reason that this will certainly end in our demise, likely? Yes, that can all come out eventually.
I've heard many fairy tales, and I don't believe they're going to believe this fairy tale. You're going to tell them that she was a wolf, and then she turned into this huge werewolf, and then another huge werewolf came and chopped her head off and took the head. And yeah, I don't believe I'd believe that. So do you think everyone else is going to
sigh
believe
annoyingly at him as he's doing this? But then I begin to realize the wisdom where he's coming from. and I begin to appreciate.
I just shout back, "Keep it out of sight," and I keep walking towards the farmhouse.
Rezar,
I don't think he'll believe you either.
Yeah. I try to convince Rezar to chop it in half and stick it in 2 barrels. Let's get him on the sled before Valana gets back and drag it out of here and throw it in a damn ditch somewhere, like
Re-
away from here. I don't.
Rezar, what is your disposition on at least waiting until you guys get more information on what's going on, but before you turn the body in?
Well, that settles it. As Valana's leaving and I see that this is going over Rezar, I try to get as far away from Rezar as possible and I cast sleep on him.
Before you do that, Eldrick, before you cast a spell, Rezar, even though you really want to turn this body in immediately, you also do understand where these guys are coming from about waiting. I want you to roll straight up charisma roll, and I want Eldrick or Gearstrom, whichever one, to roll a persuasion check. And Rezar, you will take a -3 to your roll. All right,
Wow.
So Rezar, even though this does remind you of your aunt, you start to think about the fact that you're in a brand new land, a brand new place. You don't know how anything works. You don't know what might happen to you. Your adventure may come to an end. You might be put in prison for years. Like you have no clue. You know that you're going to make this right eventually, but for the time being, even though you don't want to, you know it's best that you guys don't expose the body to the public yet.
I didn't ask that yet.
That's fine.
To be clear, cutting her in half with a maul and putting her in barrels.
Yeah. So now that that's the disposition of everyone, I'm trying to get everyone's opinion on what we should do to keep her from smelling, to keep her from being found, because that would be just as bad.
I am now knocking on the door.
Knowing that Valana left and is probably headed towards the Master House, I begin trying to recruit Gear and Rezar to aid me in doing something with this body before we get caught red-handed.
All right, Valana, you approach the farmhouse and you knock, and you hear let's see, I gave you the handout already for Miss Bannister, yeah. So I'll show it again. Miss Bannister opens the door. She's like, "Yes."
Is your husband around?
He's already out and about on the farm. I don't know where he's at, but he gets up at the crack of dawn.
Thank you, ma'am. And I guess I try to find him.
Okay. Yeah, so you look around for probably 10 minutes, trying to listen for, like, you know, man-made tools being used or something. And you see that same group of workers coming down the trail that you saw leaving the day before. And about the same time, you spot Luke Bannister over near some hay somewhere. You
I
approach.
approach. Yeah.
Okay. You approach. As you get closer, he notices, stands up, and waits for you to begin to speak.
We've taken care of your problem. As expected, it was a wolf. There's probably still a blood stain down south of in the field out there.
When you say bloodstain, he scoffs. Like that's not even like he doesn't give a shit about a bloodstain in a field.
Your calf is okay.
When you say that, he's like, "Oh dear Lord, thank you, Jesus." Not Jesus, but whatever his God is. He's like, "Oh dear God, I appreciate that. I couldn't take another loss.
There
You,
you go.
you've killed the wolf and you've saved my cattle. I I'm extremely grateful. As agreed upon, not only will I treat you and your posse to a delicious brunch, I will also give you at least 3 days rations for everybody.
About that, our gnome has already taken some eggs.
Well, normally I would be kind of upset about that, but I'm in a great mood right now, so whatever.
Great.
He just reaches out and like grabs your hand and just like shakes it like super super thankfully, and he says, "I'm gonna go back and tell." Uh,
Hold on, I gotta check my notes to see what my last name is.
I'm gonna go back and tell Sarah that she needs to make a big old cooking for you guys. Just come on by about 10 or 10:30, and that's about 2 hours from now.
Great, thank you. Uh, oh, not PM.
Yeah, brunch.
Okay, okay. I run all the way back to the barn that we were staying in. Gearstrom, no! Don't eat the eggs! Don't eat the eggs!
What do you mean, no? I'm alright.
I just kind of smile. He invited us to brunch in about 2 hours.
Oh, second breakfast.
As he comes in, I'm trying to doubly fold over this corpse into a large barrel, and Rezar's probably getting really pissed with me. And she comes around the corner, and my heart probably literally drops in my stomach, thinking that the worst before I see that it's Flana, and probably emit a sigh of relief.
Probably had like a mini stroke. Like, oh shit!
Yes, yes.
No, it's just Falana.
So what is Eldrick doing with the body right now?
He's apparently stuffing it into a barrel.
I'm trying to stuff in a barrel by myself, and Rezar looks like he wants to kill me on me.
Rezar, as you're trying to stuff her into the barrel, Eldrick, Rezar walks over, picks her up, and kind of like balls her like into you know how you hold your knees like to your chest like that, balls her into that position and just kind of gently places her down into the barrel.
So, are her feet sticking out at all?
No, she's fully in the barrel. She is not a not a large person.
If he can't find the tarp, I take some hay and like try to stick it on top of there, or find the seal to the top of the barrel, in hopes that we could get this body moved out of here and get it somewhere far away from where people might smell it or encounter it. I don't know if there's some place where we can entomb it inside of like make like a quick makeshift cairn of rocks to keep animals off of it. And
I mean, you could even simply dig a hole and put it in the hole for the time being, and come back and get it later. I mean, that would probably be.
But I don't want to do that here. I don't want to risk anyone smelling it, digging it up, like coming across it. I mean,
Well, I mean, like I said, you can either go to the forest to do that, or you can do it here. But that's about the only places you know that would be even remotely safe to do something like that.
Do we really have to do that so brutishly?
I
Are
think
there...
he did the pretty good considering he's a. And I think about my words again, and
He is a half
he
orc.
might.
He does tend to be very, very clumsy and strong. He could have broken her in half into an armor.
I give him a glare of like, do you have no self preservation kind of thing?
Hey Tyler, being that this is a barn, I imagine there are some shovels laying around somewhere, right?
There's all kinds of farm equipment.
Okay. Because I just want to
Hoes,
ask...
rakes,
I just
shovels.
ask Rezar, would you mind carrying that and coming with me? And I want to like go as far out into like the tree line, out to the east side or whatever the farm, and I just want to like find a good place.
With Rezar's help, you can definitely find a very secure location if that is indeed your goal to bury.
Yeah, I brought 2 shovels with me, and if Rezar's following, yeah, as soon as we get to the location, I open the barrel and try to get her out, lay her flat, and wrap her up nicely in a cloths and stuff. Like make her like a presentable body, and I'm going to bury her.
As they're
Oh, you,
doing all
oh, you're
that,
gonna get
Probably
her,
crying.
you're gonna get her out of the barrel and bury her like normally.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
as they're doing all that, I want to actually take a
Hoping
real
Rezar will willingly help dig.
do a real good search of the barn for anything that would help me to create or assist in fixing slash like gears and anything like that that may be just placed in the barn. Start making a pile, literally throwing a pile at the side of slash.
Okay.
I begin looking for. Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say I begin looking for a lot of large stones, as big as I can carry, and I don't want these to be on top of the ground, so they give away the location. Hey, there's something here. But at the same time, I want to preserve her corpse from being devoured by vermin or animals or digging her up. So I want rocks or stone, kind of like a slab underneath the ground, and then throw dirt on top of it to make it even with the rest of the ground, and try my best to disguise it with like leaves and make it look like it's not been disturbed as best as possible. Kind of like, get rid of our tracks. And I'm trying my best to disguise this.
Rezar does you one better. He finds a large boulder, and after a few minutes is able to roll it over into the area. He also grabs a downed tree trunk that's fairly wide and drags it far enough over the area. So now it's definitely covered. Takes a while for him to do it because it's definitely heavy stuff he's pulling and moving, but he gets it done.
Yeah, I imagine like whatever we can accomplish in our 2-hour time frame or thereabout. And
Aww.
Well,
All right.
while they're all
So
doing that, and I know Valana's not in the area, I'm literally taking pieces of slash off to try to remove all of his alarm systems.
Oh god.
okay, before
my
that starts,
God,
after having buried and hidden the corpse, um, out of self-preservation, everybody in the party gets inspiration um, to use another day because you're not going to be hanged. So make sure you're on your character sheet. You highlight the spot that says inspiration and click
just
it to
click
make
on
sure
the button. Yeah.
that the dragon appears.
So
And Sean, you can use that to re-roll. I think it's any d20 that you roll.
any
right?
D20 roll, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But once you use it, it's gone until you somehow replenish it. And now back to Gearstrom. You repeat really quickly what you were doing. Actually, before we do that, why don't we take a break? Let's take a 5-minute break. Everybody can replenish their drinks, take a piss, whatever, and we will come back.
Sounds good.